Tom Heilbron is a man who likes to be busy, and it's a good job because he has one jam-packed life.
Well, we've got the dogs going on at the moment. I work full time as well, so I've got my 9 till 5 or 8 till 4, whatever job it is, and then I do a bit of boxing as well. So I train boxing, so it's quite a busy schedule along with the two boys.
Tell us how greyhound racing all started for you. It was a dog called Dash, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was the first dog I ever trained. I'd been nagging on at my dad for years. So basically, when my dad was younger, he was a bookmaker at the local flaps, so Spenny Mill, that sort of thing. So my first memories of greyhound racing is running around Spenny Mill playing tig with the kids. And then we'd nagged on for ages to get a dog, and my dad sort of said, if you're going to get a dog, you get a greyhound, you'll stay interested. So in 2004, we got a dog called Dash for Christmas. He was a Louis Saha out of Harlington Spice dog, and he sort of took us through experience I'd never thought I'd experience. He hurt himself in his second ever race, smashed all his biceps and triceps and everything, got told he'd never race again. And I slept on the floor with him for 3 months, and we got him brought back. He's still got a record now for most wins consecutive at Wheatley Stadium, and got the bug from then on. So I just always said it's something from that point I wanted to do. So he started it all.
And of course, that's training greyhounds, but your dad was very much involved with greyhounds, and New in YOLO really put your dad on the map in terms of ownership, and must have been a brilliant time for you as well.
That was amazing. He's one of them dogs, doesn't matter what was on the card, we had a chance. We won the All England Cup with him, and that was probably the best night that we've ever had in ownership or anything like that. But just it didn't matter where you went, you had a chance, and obviously what happened in the Derby happened, but he had every chance to win that Derby that year, so that was an experience to go down there with something that had a chance. With something I'd love to get involved in again. Something that good.
You touched on boxing, and you certainly have a love of the two sports, greyhound racing and boxing. You've got a couple of fights coming up, and you have quite high ambitions in the sport, don't you?
Yeah, I'd like to think I do all right. It keeps me fit, keeps me busy. It sometimes goes hand in hand with the dogs. You can go for a run or something like that, but it's just something I'd love to do. I might maybe have a go at the professionals. I don't know. We'll see.
You'd like to win a British title?
I'd love to, yeah. If I was that
good. Is
it
likely? Could you?
It'd take a lot of hard work, an awful lot of hard work. You never know. But something I love doing, keeps me busy. So
you've shown me around the kennels today, and what strikes me is that your understanding of sports, athletics, and training and nutrition from the boxing is probably really helping you make decisions about how you train your greyhounds. Would that be fair?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're more old school in terms of the way we feed. Don't use a lot of biscuit, we use an awful lot of bread and vegetables, fresh meat, that sort of thing. But I just think that we've seen better results feeding that way than what I've ever had over the years. So it's something we've stuck by. I'm not into a lot of vitamins and minerals in terms of the buy off the shelf products, but you get them from proper food. So it's just something I've always stuck with. Something I use in my training. So it works for me, it works for the dogs. In the day we're all the same, aren't we? So
a lot of people would say that the bread feeding is actually quite old school.
Yeah, I agree. It's something we've tried. It's tried to test the method. It's worked for us. It's worked for plenty of people over the years, and something I like. It's not something you need to sit and think about. At the end of the day, it's a slice of bread, but it works. It does the job. Dogs are happy on it. Dogs look well on it, so that's why we use it.
And then obviously you're training 6-7 times a week, so you like to keep your dogs fit as well. You've got a fantastic gallop which is usable all year round.
Yeah,
and you do gallop the dogs regularly.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's the most valuable stretch of land we've got here now. It got put in probably about 9-10 months ago, and even bringing dogs back from injury. If you haven't had a chance to gallop them or anything like that, you put them around the track, you don't know what's going to happen. If they've been up there, you know they're fit, you know they're well. All right, turning the bends a bit harder than up a straight, but that gives you a good guide, and keeping dogs fit, keeping them ticking over, it's great. And some dogs up there 2 or 3 times a week.
And they get walked a lot as well, don't they?
They do, yeah. Every single dog in the kennel gets 2 miles every single day. So we've got a nice farm track there you see different sites every day, so they're out there every single day without fail, unless you talk extreme weather, which is pointless, isn't it? So
you're obviously very young as far as greyhound racing is concerned as a sport, and you sort of bring that attitude into the sport as well. You would be very, very reluctant to put a dog to sleep ever, wouldn't you?
I'll be honest, I've had 2 in my life, and it was the worst experiences of my life. It's track injuries can be healed. Things like CHP, you can't do anything about that, but track injuries you can fix. We've got a dog out there, we were told won't ever walk again, and he was my son's favourite dog, and we just said, doesn't matter what you got to do, you do it, and it's something I've never seen before. We fused his entire leg, and he's as happy as Larry.
I've never seen that before either, but the dog is happy as Larry,
Yeah,
and the leg is strong as anything, isn't it?
He's something I'd never seen. We got told about it. I was actually on holiday when that accident happened, and it wasn't something I was going to do. I wasn't going to turn around to my son and say, you know, your favourite dog's not them anymore. So we sort of said, doesn't matter what needs to be done, do it. And as you've seen it today, he's as happy as they can come, and he might end up in the house one day. You never know. It's up to the wife, but you know, he lives a happy life, and there's no reason any injury can't be, you know, fixed if you just give them the time. And all right, it costs a few quid, but if you're not willing to put it in, then don't have them.
There's an attention to detail in your kennels as well. We've seen the heating. You certainly haven't scrimped and scraped on anything in building the kennels. You really give them the best of care, don't you?
That's the way I look at it. Is if you can, you know, I'm not in the position in terms of I rely on ground racing as a job. I work full time, so but everything I can give them, if I think it'll benefit them, we'll give it a go. If it doesn't benefit them, we'll take it out. You know, everything I put in straight away isn't going to work. But like you've seen, we've built from scratch. We've done all right. We're putting a brand new heating system and things like that, and that's benefited. And we're going to constantly build on it. But if we can give the dogs something that I think will benefit them, I'll give them it.
And in terms of that, you have your full-time job, which is your income, and essentially funds the greyhounds. Even though you do have plenty of owners here,
yeah, I mean,
it's an expensive hobby, isn't it?
Greatly expensive. If I didn't have the owners, or if I didn't have, you know, my job behind it, there's no way I'd be able to keep it open. But if I can play a draw with it every month, I'll keep it open. You know, I've got the people that work for me, a great team behind us, who all adore the dogs as well as I do. You know what I mean? They're of the same ilk as me. It's a hobby that needs, you know, if it's going to be taken professionally, it needs a government levy or something along those lines. It needs, you know, it needs funding, and funding properly. You can't afford to pay staff well the way we are now, so it's something that needs looking at. But you know, we are where we are now. We deal with it as it is now.
So now you have this beautiful house. Your kennels are all on site, fantastic facilities. What's the ambition?
The obvious one, to go and try and win the derby, isn't it? But right now, I'd love to get a Group 1 dog. To be honest, I'd like to get an open race I can travel with and have a go with. You know, I just want something we can. The grade of racing's your bread and butter, but you're always in it to try and be the best, aren't you? At the end of the day, that's not trying to be arrogant. It's you're in it to try and be the best, otherwise you wouldn't do it. So hopefully we get that dog to go and travel with. I'd love a new and YOLO ilk, because you know, every single dog my dad gets is compared to that. So I'd love that type of dog. You never know, but that's the aim.